Here we go. Oh, I love talking about insecurity. If you've been following me for a while, you see a lot of travel videos. There's always been a bit of a discrepancy between what I write and then what I produce. 95% of what I write has nothing to do with travel, has more to do with struggles, insecurity, sexuality, masculinity, putting that all together in a faith journey as I do my very best to follow Jesus. So in an effort to right the ship, right the ratio, I wanted to talk today about one of my biggest insecurities that I've had, going back to as far as middle school. And that is my legs. So there's a lot to this insecurity. When I was in middle school, as puberty was blossoming or rotting, I started to become extremely aware and self-conscious and self-critical of my legs. Predominantly, not necessarily the shape of my legs, although that's part of it. More so the fact that I had hair on my legs, and not just a little bit of hair, but like a lot. I've had this much hair for as long as I can remember, like going back to, well, not as long as I can remember, going back to middle school. I just remember I have a distinct image of all of the boys in my class lined up on this bench in the gymnasium for our PE class. I think this was 8th grade. We're all sitting there, obviously, in our t-shirts and our gym shorts, and I see all the legs. And I just have a distinct image of my legs joining all the other legs around me. Without a doubt, I can see it clearly that I have, if not the hairiest, at least among the top hairiest legs in the room, on the bench. You go back to 8th grade, I'm like especially wiry, and to be like white, wiry, and then to have like these hairy legs, I felt extremely out of place for years. For years and years, I felt a lot of shame about my legs, and I don't remember anyone ever making fun of my legs in any way, but I do remember multiple comments, and they're more like declarative facts, like, wow, Tom, you have hairy legs. Tom, you have hairy legs. Tom, your legs are really hairy. And maybe it wasn't like bullying, or it wasn't mockery. I mean, I think looking back on it, kids are just like, they see something and then they're just stating it. They're stating the obvious. But for my 8th grade brain, how it was always received as an attack on my body, something that I could not control. I can't control the growth of my leg hair. And over the years, in recent years, people have gone out of their way to actually comment on my legs, not in a negative way, but in a positive way, in an affirming way, like, wow, Tom, you have nice legs. And for a while, it took me a really long time to not interpret that negatively, because I think what was happening is that when people put attention on my legs, it's like a trigger. It goes all the way back to middle school through high school, when the other kids would comment on my hairy legs and it was received in a negative way. I couldn't accept that as a good thing. Like, you're just saying it and it's making me feel self-conscious and stand out, and I don't like that feeling. And so in recent years, when people say they like my legs, not the leg hair, but like the leg shape, people comment on my leg shape and they say they like it and that I have strong masculine legs. Like, that should be something that would make me feel good, right? But instead it just tricks my brain, it tricks my heart into thinking that it's a negative thing, because while they might be appreciating the shape of my legs, they're also therefore noticing the hair on my legs, and I'm interpreting it as a negative thing. I mean, it's taken literally 30 plus years for me to get to this point where I can look at my legs and be like, okay, maybe God did bless me with some good legs. But I can't get over this leg hair thing. This leg hair thing is so ingrained in me. I don't know how everyone else operates. This is how I operate. I tend to assume, like, if something's bad, if something's not going right, if something sucks, like, it's kind of just my duty to ride it out and suffer it. Like, on the one hand, it's a healthy thing to take responsibility, and there's going to be tough things in life that we have to soldier on through and survive, absolutely. But then there's other things that you can change. And that's the differentiation I'm just learning to make with all sorts of things in my life. It's like, where do you draw the line between having to suffer through something and endure something, and when can you take action and do something against that? So case in point, I've been insecure about my leg hair ever since puberty. And why have I just assumed that I just have to have this amount of leg hair all the time? Why? Says who?
Men don't shave their legs. Men, yeah, why would you shave your legs?
I just always assumed that there's like no option. You either just like, this is the cards you're dealt and you just deal with it, or you become a woman and you do something effeminate as shaving your legs to the skin. When, like, why have I never considered until like now? Why have I never considered trimming my leg hair? Not shaving it all off and not just letting it run rampant, but managing it. Like manscaping, you know? Manscaping. I hate that word, actually. I just said it out loud and I do not like it. But yeah, I'm working on changing my body in ways that are healthy and appropriate to be done. Like, for example, I was always insecure about my skinny arms and just basically a pale, slim figure. That's not something I have to have forever. That's not something I'm stuck with. And so in recent years, making more of an intentional effort to work out, to join CrossFit, to bulk up a little bit. And I've never actually been more proud of the way I look upper body wise than I do today. So similarly, I'm going to be shaving my legs, or at least trimming my legs, and see what results that yields. So come with me to my super masculine bathroom, which if you watched my apartment tour video, it's something else. Here we go. This is like apartment tour round 2, going from my studio across the hall to my bathroom. This is before. I never put cameras, like set up a camera in my bathroom. Okay, so this is the fantastic Wall brand beard trimmer system that I got at the grocery store for like 20 bucks. And I figured this would be a good just like trial run because it had 3 different gauges. This is 3/16 of an inch that I have currently on there, the longest one. And so I figured, okay, let's start with the longest gauge. Let's see what happens when I just start shearing my legs like a newborn lamb. Do you shear newborn lamb? I've set some Trader Joe's bags on the floor here. It's like, honestly, worst case scenario, it looks awful and it'll grow back in like a week because that's my body. So I'm excited to finally start taking some action because again, this is not something I have to be insecure about. So let's change it. Here we go. Not sure if anything's happening. I don't think hair is coming off. Okay, so hair is definitely not coming off. Okay, I put the 1/8 of an inch before we had 3/16 of an inch, which if I'm doing math correctly, this is now 2/16 of an inch, which I have no concept of how long that is. How long is 1/8 of an inch? And what's a good length for leg hair? I should have Googled this. Let's see, 1/8 of an inch. So each line, that's 1/4 of an inch. It's like half of my pinky nail. Half of my pinky nail's length. That is like probably 25% of my current leg hair length. So let's try it again. I'll try to make this happen. Hair is coming off. Doesn't look like a lot. That's kind of the point, right? Y'all see the difference? It's very subtle. I'm debating maybe even going to the next gauge level. I don't know if it's enough. Is this enough? I'm making the call. I'm gonna go to the shortest gauge. I'm not messing around, y'all. This leg hair needs to get kempt. It's unkempt, it needs to be kempt. These bags are not. All right, shortest gauge, we're gonna see what happens. Wow, it's changed a lot. Going even lower thigh as well. Okay. I trimmed all the way up to where my shorts end, so there may indeed need to be some manscaping to be done. I still hate that term. For now though, let's finish the other leg and let's see what my legs look like more parallel. My knees and the knee pits, those are the parts that like have bothered me for years. And why I've not done anything about it until right now is it boggles the mind. There's a good little collection right there, and I still need to like even it out. It feels a little patchy, but for what it is right now, it feels I can breathe a little bit. All right, there's the new legs. For now, anyway. All right. Oh, all right. Whoa. I have like a new sense of equilibrium. So these are my new legs, for better or for worse. I'll be honest, it's shorter than I would have liked it to be. I'm wondering if I would have left it at the second shortest setting, the 1/8 setting. If I would have just like stuck with the more subtle change, if that would have been ultimately a more aesthetically pleasing experience. But for what it is, like, it's hair, it's gonna grow back. Again, with my body, it'll probably be back in a week. But for what it is now, like, honestly, just having a touch of hair and being able to like move my hands, like, this is such a weird sensation right now. Moving my hands over my shorn legs, being able to like feel skin without getting like tangled up in hair. Like, I don't know. I already know it's something I'm gonna do more regularly from now on, like until this body leaves the earth. Like, I feel self-conscious that people are gonna notice it. That's the thing that burdens me the most, honestly, is this realization that people are gonna notice, like, oh, he shaved his legs, but who cares? Like, I need to get over that, this whole sense that like I'm being watched and that people care. I read something, people were asked, like, do you remember what your coworker wore yesterday? Do you remember what your friend at church wore last Sunday? And it's like something ridiculous, like basically 100% of people have no idea. They have no idea what you wore yesterday, they have no idea what you looked like a week ago. And I get the sense that we think other people are watching us more than they actually are. And so I don't want that to burden me anymore. So there you have it. Tom shaved his legs. This is my new YouTube channel, y'all. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe now and turn on notifications. Follow me on social media at ThomasMarkZ. Give it a like for my legs. And I'll see you next time.